Hey guys! Welcome
You.
to Nerdy New Jersey special cosplay tips and prop help channel. We have three people here that are going to help us with answer any questions that you might have. There's a Q&A section, probably on the YouTube. It's in the top right. If you have any questions, it might be in the left if you're using another app. But we're still waiting on Aniver. He should be coming soon, hopefully. But let's start left to right with DG. Who are you cosplaying today?
I'm Danka from the Macross Frontier. And this is her working outfit. She's working in the Nanya restaurant.
Oh, so there's I know I heard about lacrosse, but I don't know much about it. So she's like a maid, or what is she exactly?
Well, she's just like a normal girl, but she's one of the main character because the singer. She's kind of like a Cinderella. She's like a normal girl, and later on she becomes a singer, and she becomes popular, and she's like fighting in the war with her song.
Only in an anime.
That's a really good anime.
No, it sounds like fun, but versus real life. And we have Erin, who's secretly cosplaying as something.
I'm Wrangler Artemis from the game Smite. It's one of Artemis's skins.
Ah, okay. It's a favorite that you have.
It's an easy out of closet cosplay.
Yeah, that's usually what I try to do here. And last we have a newbie. We have Jim the Tank. How's it going today, and who are you cosplaying as?
Who am I cosplaying? This is me just wearing a t-shirt, but this hat just came in today. This is Ivan Drago from Rocky IV when he wears his military uniform. So I'm going to do the clothed version this time as opposed to just running around in boxing trunks.
Hey, it works. I know that it's hectic during the day with our jobs and stuff, so anything you guys can put on, I appreciate.
I'm just hoping the business phone doesn't ring while I'm on here.
I see that's what he needs. The prop. The whip.
What is that?
It's supposed to be like a whip.
Ah, okay. You should demonstrate it for us and the viewers.
That's pretty cool. I say it looks good on him if he needs it.
So you could just send it over. You know when you see those videos, somehow one object goes into another screen?
Yeah. Thing.
So let's go back to DG. So the cosplay that you're wearing now currently, is it one that you made?
This one actually, I make this one. Well, not the one that I'm currently wearing, but I do make this version myself. And that one's broken, so I bought this one.
Okay, nice. Okay.
It's the same version, but because the one that I make broke, I'm too lazy to make another one. So I'm like, okay, I'll just buy it.
Okay, and I see we have Aniver, but he's currently on mute. He's trying to figure things out. So let me wing it for you, Digi. So tell me, what was the first cosplay you made, and what challenges did you have with it?
Oh, my very first cosplay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my very first cosplay is like the other podcast. I was answering that. It was Omi from Wiz Cruise.
Okay.
He's pretty much simple outfit because he's basically a classic cosplay.
So is it like a shirt, top, what kind of?
He has a black shorts with the black V-neck T-shirt. It's like the hoodie.
Okay.
Yeah. And he has this weird hat. So it's basically I think the hardest part which I didn't make was he has a bow cross.
Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't make that one. But I would say my very first cosplay was a prop. It was from Angel Sanctuary, and It has a big cross. So I just take the two wood and I put them together.
Okay. Well, what else did you do to replicate it, to look like the anime?
Well, what do you mean,
did you paint it a certain way, or did you spray paint it, or how did you put it together? Is it just the wood?
It's basically just I use a wire and wire the two wood stick together to make a cross.
Okay.
That one's a very easy one.
Okay, I've never done it, so that's good for me to know. Do you have any props with you now that you could show off?
Yeah,
Any chance
that's a
lying
prop.
around?
I show you the prop. This is
Oh
like
yeah, you made that, right?
yeah. This is actually my future cosplay. I already made the prop. I haven't even made costume yet. It was from Yu Yu Hakusho. It was like 80s anime.
Okay.
This is like a whip, but I made it with a fabric. It's basically a fabric. I sew it together and I hot glue the little thingy right here. It's hot glue. And I have a couple of stuff. This is also fabric, but it looks ding ding ding.
Oh, what are those?
Yeah,
Little egg?
I saw these one. These are fleece.
Okay.
And I just bought a dim sum thing and I put them in there. So this is also a prop.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's for Nanka cosplay, so that's why this is the main thing with my cosplay today. Okay, then I'm getting harder and harder. And this one is also from Macross. It was a microphone, and this one's made by paper.
Oh wow. So what's making the shape of the microphone? That's all paper, or what's under that?
Inside of this microphone, it's a wood stick. I just cut it into like this, so it will stay in shape. On the
No.
inside of it, I wrap it with the paper, and I put some lace and some decoration on it, so to make it more fancy looking.
Okay, and you have like little bedazzled jewels and stuff, I guess, that you hot glued to it.
Yep, I just hot glued to it. Basically it. And this one is like just like a string to make it more fancy.
Oh, that looks really pretty.
Thank you. And I'm getting into harder and harder. Okay, this one's a camera.
Oh wow. Okay.
And it was from the Kamen Rider. It was a live action show.
I remember.
And yeah, this camera actually you can buy it. It's a real camera.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
made it with paper.
Okay, so you put paper over the camera?
No, this is I said like this prop you can actually buy the actual camera.
Oh, okay.
But instead of buying the real camera, I made it with paper.
Okay, so what was the process making that?
I used like I forgot what's in there. What kind of box I used? Just like some random, junk. I got it from Recycle Center.
Okay.
And so it has the shape, and I put the paper around it. And there's like a whole bunch of different paper. I know it's kind of broken apart. You just cut it in shape and I glue them on top. The funny thing is like my friend has this camera, like the real camera.
Uh-huh.
And we took a picture together. The real camera is smaller than my prop.
Yours is more life size.
Yeah.
How did you make, by the way, like the knobs and such for the camera?
It's hard to explain because you have to kind of have like a knowledge about the 3D because like this part will be a circle and the one around it is basically just like a long strip. I just put the strip on top of the circle to look like that.
Oh, let me go to Anniver. I think he's ready.
Okay.
I'll get back to you and Jim. I'll give everyone a chance. Don't worry, guys. I got you. So, Anniver, are you ready? Or are you still on mute here? All right, let me go. Let me go to Aaron. So, do you have any, like, first of all, what was the first cosplay that you made and what challenges did you have with it?
Oh gosh, this was like back in '94.
Holy.
I had help. Sailor Moon. This was 2 years after Sailor Moon was released in the U.S. So I did Sailor Jupiter. So it was the first time my great grandmother actually sat me in front of a sewing machine and actually taught me how to do zippers and buttons, and it was a learning experience. I broke many sewing machine needles.
Hopefully she was understanding about that.
Yeah, I was in like the fourth grade, fourth grade at the time. So, I mean, I started early anyways. I was 5 years old sitting at a sewing machine.
That's
But
amazing.
she was a seamstress, and I learned a lot from her, actually. She taught me how to make bows. To this day, I still hate making bows, like hair bows and accent bows, anything with lacy bows. I hate it.
Why is that? Is it difficult to make?
Depending on the size. Larger ones, not really a problem, but when you get into like the smaller detail bows, it's really easy to mess up, and you can't hide your mistakes as easily as you can with the larger bows, just because you have a little bit more fabric to work with. And my first real prop making, I guess, would be Master Chief from Halo.
Oh wow! What the helmet?
No, the full Spartan armor.
Oh, nice.
First time working with carbon fiber on that type of level, and that was back in 2002. So I was crying.
A link of that so we could see that later.
I gotta hunt down that photo. I have it somewhere. It's somewhere in my mess.
I'm a huge Halo girl. I used to have a team, the Killer Cuties. But that's like one of my favorite games of that genre. Over Call of Duty and everything else. Was it like a pink color, or what color did you make it?
We ended up making it was a team effort between me and 3 other people. I wasn't the one that was cosplaying. I just wanted to fabricate it. We ended up going with our team colors for a tournament in Las Vegas, and it was red and gold.
I think DG has a helmet in there. Oh, he made that one, or he bought it?
I think he bought it because I'm like, Halo. Is this on Halo?
Yeah, that's Master Chief.
I would love to see your outfit. Definitely, like, share that.
Yeah, I have to go hunt down my friend John to see if he still has it. The irony of that one.
So, how intricate was that? Like, making it? Like, what materials did you make? You know.
Well, we had a base black suit. We had a bodysuit underneath that, so it allowed them flexibility and maneuverability.
Okay.
So we had to break it down piece by piece, and that's what took the longest time, was actually breaking it down, looking at the models. Because we didn't have 3D printing back then. We actually had to.
Mom has one now.
Yeah, it was like my uncle was really awesome to allow us to use his machine to actually do the shapes. We had to do everything in AutoCAD, so we can tell the machine to make the carbon fiber in this shape. And then once we did that, we had to actually make buckles for like the actual like leg pieces, so it would fit together. And lots of shaving, lots of painting, lots and lots of leathering. I will never do it again. I learned my lesson on not being so ambitious, but it kind of gave me an edge when 3D printing became more at home instead of industrial. So I guess there was that. But a lot of hard work, making sure that it fit our model, making sure that we were as accurate as we could be to the game. because ripping 3D models at that time was not an easy task.
Yeah, it's funny because I heard AutoCAD before, but I had no idea, like in resumes, what it entailed, and now I do.
Yeah, it's a really great 3D modeling program, specifically for industry.
Okay.
So.
All right, so let me take it over to Jim, who's been waiting patiently. So you're Rocky, a character from Rocky 4, right?
Kind of, yeah. Ivan Drago, the Russian boxer.
Okay, and basically the same question. I know you've been cosplaying for a while, but what was your first cosplay, and what did you go through making it?
Well, this is really going to date me. But back in high school, in 1989,
Woo!
I cosplayed from A Clockwork Orange.
Oh wow! Okay.
Wow.
It was actually for an English a book report. So I did a book report on Anthony Burgess' A Clockwork Orange. We had to do a visual presentation for it. So I did Alex's costume. I got an A on the project, but I got suspended from school for wearing the costume because he wears a jockstrap on the outside of his pants. That was considered offensive, but it was fun.
That's how you became a legend, right? What? Because I'm not really familiar with that. Well, what did it entail? I know it has a jock strap. What else?
Yeah, got that. It's basically white slacks, white button-down shirt,
Okay.
jock strap, some combat boots, a bowler hat, derby hat. He had some bloody eyeballs on the cuffs of his sleeves, and then he had eyelashes, like fake eyelashes, just on one eye for some reason, and white suspenders. That's part of the costume as well. And a cane, but I couldn't really bring the cane to school. That was considered a weapon.
So did you like attach the bloody eyeballs or make anything from that costume?
They were the eyeballs were styrofoam ball that I cut in half and then I painted, and I stuck them on. I'm remembering something about like a needle and an eraser holding these things on, if you can imagine such a thing. Quite remedial, so it worked. Too bad it doesn't.
You gotta start somewhere. That's still pretty cool for high school, and this one starting at 5 years old. Yeah. It's really admirable. Yep. So do you have any props that you want to show off and tell us about and give us some tips on?
How much time do you have?
Let's start with like 2 for now, or 3 max. So we could go back to Aniver.
Okay. This,
what's
if
that?
anybody has seen Fury Road, this is one of the, this is a steering wheel. This is my take on it. This is not a screen accurate rendition, but something I threw together for our Wasteland Weekend event.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a real steering wheel with obviously real LED lights, a resin skull, some real tools and spark plugs, and some wire and some sheet metal back here. Quite a feat of engineering, actually, to put it all together. But
yeah, how did you make the actual skull head? How did that work out?
That I bought from China. That's a resin skull.
Okay.
The jaw I attached with the springs and the wrenches. It's held together with baling wire and epoxy. Some nuts and bolts here and there. There's a 9-volt battery inside, obviously. So that's fun.
Awesome.
But something that I made a bit more accurate, which I was telling you about the other day, is this big freaking thing. I better back this up. There we go.
Oh crap!
If you can see this.
Like a Thor hammer.
This is Road Pig from G.I. Joe. He's a dreadnought.
Okay.
Has a cinder block sledgehammer. So the cinder block is obviously not real because I can hold it like this.
Well, you're strong, so you could fool me with that.
I wish. It's styrofoam.
Okay.
With Bondo automotive epoxy, and then painted with a Flexstone finish. This is a stickball bat, vintage stickball bat, again, got on eBay, and it's driven all the way up through here with some cross pieces going through it for support. And then this is one of the things I told you about Sunday. The way I wrap the handle is exactly the way it is on the toy. The cracks that are in the cinder block are exactly the way they are on the toy. That's just me and my OCD. But now the
But
thing
you
that's
can
actually
put
more
photo by
impressive than this,
photo comparison.
the thing that's more impressive than this, I just kind of realized, is the case that I made to ship this thing in. That was, I don't know how I pulled that one off, but it looks like a giant lollipop. It's a big plastic crate with a tube coming out the end, and it locks closed, and because it's sturdy, but it's still fragile. So when I ship it, I've got to be really, really careful with it because it's too big to bring on the plane.
Okay, and how did you make the cracks? Like, do you just let it like dry a certain way, or how does that work?
I think I went in with my memory serves me correctly, a soldering iron. Just kind of
Oh, wow.
melted the cracks into the styrofoam. That was, of course, before the epoxy was put on the top coat there.
All right, cool. So I know you have a lot of props, so I'm gonna try to get back to you. And you have a lot to teach us.
Oh, well.
But let's see how Aniver's doing, and hopefully his mic is working and he's good to go. Are you good to go? Let's see.
I don't know, am I?
Yes, I can hear you. Awesome.
Okay.
And who are you cosplaying as?
No Face from Spirited Away.
Oh, cute. Okay.
Yeah. So,
So tell me, basically, what was your first cosplay, and what challenges did you face?
my first cosplay wasn't actually that long ago. It was about like 2015, New York Comic Con
Okay.
2015. I was cosplaying Green Lantern, and I didn't actually know how to sew anything, so all I did was just take one of my leather jackets and paint it and base it off of one of the older Green Lanterns, which who actually wore a jacket. So that was that. And then in order to make the ring, I just used foam and LED lights to make it light up. I
Okay,
will
and what
show
did you
you,
use
but
to paint the jacket? Just curious.
just regular crap. I'm blanking now.
Spray paint?
No, not spray paint.
Okay.
Acrylic paint. Acrylic, green acrylic
Ah,
paint.
okay.
Yeah, I just ran it with the brush along the seams and you know try to cover up all the just to make it look cool.
And how did you construct the ring?
Out of foam clay, kind of like it's kind of like a mixture that you can find of foam and clay. It's pretty light and very malleable, so and it dries pretty fast. I also use them to make claws, but yeah, those didn't work out pretty well.
Hey, okay. And do you have any props to show us today? Anything you made or any
One
cool
I'm working on
cosplays
right
that you could
now.
prep us on?
The one I'm working on right now is like a stunt Pokeball. This you could like well once I coat it with a protective clear coating, you could throw it and basically use it as a stunt Pokeball.
And what is it made out of? Is it a styrofoam or what is it?
Yeah, it's just a styrofoam ball that I just painted. Yeah, most of my props consist of like stunt props that you can throw and bang and just go whatever you want to do with it. So it just won't break, but you do sacrifice a lot of detail because of that. And since I most of my props are made for TV and film, I don't really make them for close-ups. So
So
yeah.
what do you do for TV and film since you do the chops,
Okay,
the
so
props?
there's a Harry Potter fan film that I'm working on right now, and I made this wand.
Oh, cute. How did you make that?
Okay, so the core, basically, there are layers to it. You have to have a core. I just use basic, those plants, the sticks that you wrap plants around, the delicate plants. I don't
Okay.
know what they're called, but
Yeah,
you
to
can
hold them up?
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what
And
they're
they're
called.
they're pretty thin and very sturdy too, so you could use that. And I just wrap paper around it and use hot glue to design it and stick it to you know to the thing. I was thinking about adding like a little jewel at the end of this,
Okay.
and I haven't actually finished painting it yet because I want to like kind of match it to the person who's gonna use it, the character who's gonna use it, and I haven't figured out the costume for that yet.
And where can we find this fan film of yours?
on my YouTube channel, Breathing Veil. Yeah, just look it up, but it's not out yet. It's still a work in progress.
All right, cool. And you also do photography, I think, right?
Yeah. Well, photography is not my main goal.
Okay.
But it's all in my website, breathingveil.com. You could just go into the website and it'll link you to all my photos and my videos.
All right, and don't worry, guys. I'll have you guys plug everything. Don't worry. I know Jim has like 50 sites and like a million jobs. If you need someone to help you with your pool, Jim's your guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Let's go back to now, DG. There, maybe because we're talking about cosplay and everything. Is there a costume maybe that you have, or one that you could describe that was to make, and the one you felt most accomplished?
You mean like most like hardest cosplay?
Like the hardest cosplay to make, how you went through it, maybe any pitfalls you had.
Oh yeah, I definitely had the hardest one. I made a really big costume from a anime called Trinity Blood, and I was a character named Seth. She is like a queen. She had this big, huge head, and her dress was all the beads and jewelries all over. That one was really, really hard. Also, she had like the front armor plate. So that costume took me 2 months to make.
Wow, and how did you, let's start with the hat. How did you make the hat precisely?
Yeah, the hat took, I actually make it twice. The first one I made that was like the old prop, the old material called Wonder Flax.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the one that you can use a heat gun, heat it to mold into a shape.
Okay.
I used the Wonder Flax for my armor and the hat, but that was a little too heavy. So the second time I used cardboard because I realized cardboard is lighter and actually looks better. And everything, yeah, I hot glue all the jewelries and beads on top to look fancy, just like my microphone.
Yeah, it looked. So just hot glue all the little beads, and you said you had armor, like a chest plate. How did you make that?
That was the material called Wonder Flax. I cut it in shape.
Okay.
And I lay it flat with my dress form, and I just use the heat gun to mold it into a shape, like the woman body. So on the top of the detail, I just use hot glue and draw the detail and spray paint it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I talked to you, would you say, is there anything that you would like to give to someone, like a tip for someone starting out making props or cosplay that's maybe having a little hard time, maybe easy materials to use or anything like that?
Well, the easy material, I will definitely recommend the paper. You notice I use a lot of paper stuff, like paper. And yeah, because not just they're easy to mold and they're light too.
Okay.
You can cut them easily. This is also paper.
Ooh.
Well, it's broken already.
It's
already broken because when I was moving, so it's already breaking into pieces. This is supposed to look like this.
Well, where's that from?
It was from the last character when we do the crossplay thing. That was from that character.
Ah, okay.
But anyway, that you can tell, like, I use paper for this part. It's basically, I just rolled it up, and I use a lace to make details. And all these spike thing, that's just sequence. So you can use a lot of material that's like easily get from Michael's or like our store. Is basically paper. They're very useful.
A good starting point is paper, and then maybe cardboard, I guess.
Cardboard, yeah. Cardboard will give you a little bit of shape because it's not too late.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So on to Aaron, and thank you for those tips, DJ. I'm sure many people watching now or later will start up on paper. Probably me. I've never made a prop. So I'll definitely test that out. So Aaron, what was the most difficult cosplay you made, and what challenges did you face with it?
Actually, the most difficult cosplay I've ever done was Hammernail armor from the MMO RPG Rift, Plains of Tolera.
Okay.
A lot of chainmail. It made me hate making chainmail. That's something that I really loved doing when I was working as a Renaissance festival person. Lots of soldering. Now, like the big shoulder, like the pauldrons and the actual helmet and stuff, easy peasy. But don't ever wear aluminum chainmail during the summer in Jersey. It's horrible. Because not only am I wearing the chainmail, I'm wearing just light clothing underneath so the metal doesn't chafe the skin. It's hot.
Yeah, I was just thinking you would have like a bunch of holes, like marks.
Yeah.
Tan line.
It's like barbecue.
My fingers were bleeding. It was horrible. But it was also one of the most rewarding cosplay, because it was the first time I did a masquerade, and I won the technical award, considering with the fact that I put LED lights in the armor. I used thermal plastics for the clear bits, and I burnt my fingers a lot learning how to use thermal plastics. So a lot of hard work went into that one, a lot of tears. Kind of wish I made that one out of cardboard.
But do you think it would have come out as nice and realistic if it was cardboard?
The pauldrons and the helmet, yeah, but the chainmail, I could have easily cheated, but I wanted to challenge myself because I hadn't done metalworking in about 4 years, and now I realize why I stopped doing metalworking. But it was a challenge that I put myself to, and I've done Space Marine armor in cardboard, but my problem is that it just ended up being space. Because at least with actual chainmail, I can roll it up and put it in a shoebox. So, don't wear chainmail in Jersey during the summer, ever.
Definitely not Miami or ever. Anywhere hot. Okay, and like, what would you give tips for someone just starting out?
Cardboard is your friend. Try different types of cardboard. It's like you'll learn different techniques because there's so many different types of cardboard. And foam, packing foam, is also a really good starter material. And also, don't be afraid to experiment and learn new materials. Ask questions. There's several other prop makers that I go to that are more experienced in a certain material than I am. Don't ever hesitate to ask questions. That is so important. And Digi said it the best. Paper is pretty awesome multitasker.
All right, so paper, guys. Let's see if Lynn agrees with paper.
Like paper and hot glue.
Hot glue gun is your friend.
Yep.
And maybe a 3D machine if you're so inclined. I think they run like in the hundreds now. They're pretty cheap.
Well,
Yeah, it's the materials that are fairly expensive.
They
Okay.
model the things for you, and they ship it to you. You just gotta give
I
them-
couldn't hear. Can you speak up a little bit for the
Can
audience?
you hear me?
A little higher.
How about now?
Yes.
Better.
Okay, so there's a site called Shapeways. I used it before. You just send them your design and they'll print it for you and ship it to you. So you don't really even gotta buy a printer unless you
You
want to
think
save
you
money
think
in
you
the long
save
run.
money that way or getting your own printer? What do you think?
You would save money by getting your own printer, but it's still that whole thing about if you don't do it often enough, you're
It's a
not really
waste.
saving. So if you're not thinking about actually making 3D models as often as say like you print something on your own home printer like a 2D printer, you know, it's the same thing as like wasting ink.
Hmm.
So you're better off either just ordering it. But yeah, Shapeways is a good site.
Okay, that's definitely a good tip for those who can't afford a printer or don't think
Yeah.
they need it. So let's go to Jim. So what was the most complicated cosplay you made and why? What were your pitfalls?
There have been a few difficult ones along the way. I mean, at least pieces of particular costumes. The neck brace I wear as Lord Humongous was quite a feat of engineering to make it fit properly and be able to open and close and uh, me be able to wear it for hours on end without choking. Um, Road Pig's shoulder pads, knee pads, boots, a lot of metal work there. Again, a little bit of chainmail, nothing to be afraid of. But overall, surprisingly, I made an immortal from 300.
Oh wow.
What's
Hmm.
that?
No,
I
I just
made
said
it
oh
for
wow.
my.
I
Yeah,
love 300.
there you go. Well, I was asked to be the Uber immortal for a Spartan group, and I
Okay.
needed to have a costume for my wife to wear as well. So I made her a regular immortal. Not realize I was just I'll just throw it together. Sure you will. There's a lot of metal work. There's a lot of leather work. There's a lot of bindings on the forearms, on the legs. Just putting that on is very time consuming. I did. I do most of my layouts on the computer to get the pattern right. I'll cut them out of the only time I actually use paper is cutting out paper templates, and I'll lay it on myself or my wife or whatever, and see how it looks compared to what I see on the screen, and I'll have to go back and tweak it. So I think my third attempt, I finally got the metal plates and the leather plates correct. But the amount of money I had to spend on metal, leather, thick leather, the amount of time I spent lacing the leather together, lacing the metal together, and then engineering it to where it could be my wife Sasha could wear it or I could wear it. So it's that adjustable. Um, the only thing what really sucks is I spent all this time making her costume, making my Uber Immortal. The Uber Immortal was about 2 hours worth of prosthetic makeup. Um, and she and I hit the Dragon Con floor for about 2 hours and then called it quits because we were sweating so profusely. She pulled her latex glove off and sweat just poured out of the hand. It was pretty
Oh god.
gnarly.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Her feet did the same thing.
All right. So, what tips would you like to give anyone watching starting out for the first time with, let's say, prop making?
Well, obviously, paper and cardboard seems to be the winner, but I got to be honest, I've never used either one as an actual costume making media. Maybe I should look into that. I'm self taught, so really, it's if at first you don't succeed, try another way. Um, Getting things wrong is how you learn how to get it right. So don't get discouraged. Just keep at it. And if you really get stuck on something, like some of the other people have said, I can work with a lot of leather, but there are better leather guys out there than I am. So I'll defer to someone if I've got something really winding me up. Um, that's basically it. Yeah, just keep at it. Don't quit.
That was a good speech. So let's see. Aniver, I don't think I got to ask you the question, right? The most
Well,
difficult cosplay?
my most difficult cosplay was also my first cosplay, so yeah. Um, mo- One thing I learned when working with my jacket is that two fabrics do not glue well together using hot glue. So if you're gonna hot glue fabric, don't do it.
Okay. Don't hot glue fabric, guys.
No. Just go out and pay that extra money for fabric glue. Don't cheap out like me.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap things up today. So I wanted to go through the line and ask you guys, just plug in your work where people could find you, etc. I'll start with Jim. I think, Anna, do you have anything else to plug? I think you plugged already, but
Yeah, just my website, and that'll basically take you everywhere that I'm on. So, just that one.
breathingveil.com?
Breathingveil.com. Yeah.
Okay, and Jim.
I'm like you said, I've got like 50 Facebook sites. There's Tank, the life-size action figure. I think it's facebook.com/tank.life.size.action.figure.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, there's my DJ page. Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got my DJ page, which is facebook.com/dj.humongous, and then my Lord Humongous page, which is the character I'm most known for around the world, is facebook.com/Ayatollah Ayatollah.of.rock'n'rolla. No H in the Ayatollah, and rock and roll is all one word. You can probably just do a search for Lord Humongous, so I'm bound to come up. I'm working on one for my wife and I. I want to do a Pinky in the Tank page because we're doing a lot of couples cosplay now, which is always a challenge.
Hopefully you're into the same things, which I think you are, so that helps.
Yeah.
Trying to convince my husband to cosplay. He won't do it. He likes the same shows, music, anime, but he won't do it.
Give him incentives.
Okay, so next is Erin. Anything you want to plug? Where can we find you?
MaliceWithAliceDesigns.tumblr.com and Songbird has no song at .tumblr.com.
Okay.
I try to keep the design aspects on the Malice with Alice design Tumblr. So, but both will intersect on occasion. But I do have an Etsy. It is Malice with Alice Designs, but it is currently closed right now because all of my commission slots have been filled this year.
Yeah, it does get busy con season.
Especially here on the West Coast. It upticks. So I've been trying to keep busy.
Yeah, especially with the kid, it's good to have like a little bit of a break too. All right, so next will be DG. Where can we find you?
Well, just find me as DG Kolobong. DIGIKOLOBONG.
Okay, and basically on Facebook or all over the webs?
Well, all over the web.
Okay. Just Google it.
It's easier.
Okay, and you know where to find me. Perez Play, Just Jen Cosplay. This outfit, I don't know if I mentioned already, but I'm going to have someone for the autism event happening April 9th. Most likely Antoinette. She's going to cosplay as Miku, and she's going to do the Leak song, which I can't think of it right now. But you guys know it.
Yevan Polka.
What is it?
Yevan Polka.
Yes, of course. Levan Polka in this, and she's going to dance with kids.
The L is silent.
So it's going to be April 9th at Kinder Club from 10 to 2. So bring your kids. It's for a great cause, for autism awareness. We're going to have cosplaying, Elsa, Anna. We're going to have painting, art, ponyo reading, everything. So, all right, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching later. And I hope you have a great night. And thank you so much for all our guests.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Does anybody want some gold?